1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2 as we wait for Abdul to handle his business. What's the podcast? Episode 247. We are back. Back to the masses. Episode 247. I am DJ Jerome Baker III. Shout out to Streetwear Eddie.
What's happening, fellas?
And Don't Charge Abdul.
I'm back, baby. Abdul is back.
Do remember
on time.
What's the podcast? We every Thursday we drop new episodes. Patreon.com/What's the podcast. Shout out to everybody who is paying attention, contributing, comments, likes, shares, the whole nine. You know, we have
subscriptions.
Yeah, shout out to those who unsubscribe too.
Well, you know, if you unsubscribe, if you pay, whatever works for you. You know what I'm saying? Like, we have a lot of demand on all sides of the coin.
Have we had any unsubscriptions, Rome?
Unfortunately, we had Ian Drummond. We had an unsubscription.
Oh, we dropping full governments.
Oh yeah, I mean, why not?
Yeah, and Ian Drummond was the high tier. He was the I know the DJ tier, right? Which is like $10 to $20.
I don't have my phone with me right now.
Oh, did he drop down to a lower tier? Or he just
he deaded us.
Okay. Hey man, sometimes money be funny, man.
Yo, peace, Ian Drummond. Come back.
Yeah, Ian Drummond deaded us.
He's out.
But shout out to everybody who still obviously maintains a relationship with What's a Podcast. Shout out to Kareem Dorsey, who has been a good, the blog is popping. The blog is getting comments, likes every day. Every day there's a post, the blog is active. We're getting engagement from the people. So
that's
it's a beautiful thing.
D.
Yeah, Dream D. Shout out to Dream D. He's making some real big life changes.
Really? Like what?
Yeah. He's looking to reignite his health journey. And so he's actually changing up. Like, I think the running, he said his body adjusted to the running. And so now he's looking to sort of, just figure out a way. You got to trick your body to stay in shape, right? So if you've been running for so long, so I feel like he plateaued is what he was trying to tell me.
Okay,
and then
I'm with him as well.
So what I told him is,
but he's trying to lose more weight. Is that what it is?
Yeah, but what he was saying was like he plateaued with the running, and I said, well, you've been doing distance running. Maybe you need to cut it down to like sprints and like short. You know what I'm saying?
Intervals.
Like intervals, exactly. You know how people is it Beach Drive? I think it's Beach Drive.
Yeah.
Those steps right by the Kennedy Center.
Yeah.
If you go a little bit past the Kennedy Center, if you're going downtown, there's those steps and like
right by the bridge. Yeah.
It's right by the Lincoln.
Right. Yeah. People run those steps all day long. Running sprints in sand. Running up and down various hills.
And there's sand right there too, the volleyball courts and stuff right there.
Volleyball courts right there. And then also I think the weights, you know what I'm saying? If you hit the weights, there's weight programs that can help you lose weight as well. So shout out to Dream D for consistently, you know what I'm saying, putting his health as a priority. I know he's fully entered middle age at this point. So
what's middle age?
45.
Okay.
So I think
and he's a former U.S. Marine, isn't he? So
yes, yeah.
He came heavy on the fitness regime because he's already kind of used to it.
Yeah, but like for the last 5-6 years, I think he's heavy with it. But like, I can see the need for a change because the running so many people have become like in love with running. There's marathons all the time. There's like so much about running, but I think he's right. Your body can plateau. You know what I'm saying? And also, he was talking about switching up his diet a little bit too. I know he's been like vegan, vegetarian on that stage for a little bit. So he's talking about just adding more to the diet to, deal with the increased weights that he's going to work on. So shout out to Dream D.
Okay.
We'll give you updates at the beginning of each week's podcast. You know what I'm saying? Because we're here to support our listeners.
And subscribers.
Specifically those of you guys who have paid. If you have paid, we're down to hear your story. If you have not paid, then you can go hang out with Ian Drummond. Okay. So,
shout out to Ian. Come back, brother.
Ian, I don't know. I don't know if we want you to come back, bro. You left us, so
Yeah,
you know
left us
you
hanging.
like,
Yeah.
you're
You got to
like
come back to the same tier you left.
You got to come to a bigger tier.
You know what I'm saying?
You're like that dude in the Titanic. You know what I mean? You just let us go, brother. So it's all good.
What was that? What was that? 1 month?
It was 1 month. You
Wow,
know
one and done.
But,
Okay.
He got that credit card statement. It was like, no, sir.
Shorty said, "What is this?" You know what I mean? And it just
dang
down that went. Shout out to our guy Pierre Edwards. Pierre and I over the past weekend recorded an episode of our short form podcast here. What's a podcast called Chopping Blades?
Okay.
Amazing.
Is it out?
No. We're gonna save.
That's Patreon.
We're gonna stack them. It's Patreon only. Yeah. So we're gonna stack them and we're gonna release them every Monday. But I'm gonna stack a few of them in a row before we.
Where did you guys
put that shit out, bro?
Nah, we can't do that just yet. Trust me. It's a good way. Say it again, Eddie.
Where you guys record that at?
It's right here. Literally right here on the joint. You know what I mean? 10 a.m. You know what I mean? And just knocked out a beautiful 23-minute episode. You know what I mean? And the goal is just to get your Monday morning, get your week started right with some
inspiration,
knowledge,
motivation.
It's a Jeezy album.
The whole knowledge.
We've got a whole different overlay. You know what I'm saying? So it looks different.
No sneaker talk, huh?
Zero, thank God. But yes, it's very.
Is it still titled "What's a Podcast"? Or it's called Chopping Blades?
It's called Chopping Blades. Yeah, Chopping Blades. If you're not familiar, Chopping Blades is a UGK song. That is.
Did Jerome just hop on a new podcast? Is this your way of telling us?
No. But the we understand that with this podcast, and you can't just go once every 7 days.
Okay.
You have to consistently be dropping new and refreshing information. Because
so is this going to be something that's just going to be you and Pierre on a weekly basis, or do you have multiple different people?
Multiple different people.
Okay, I'm not mad at it.
I've got the guests already lined up for the first 4 weeks, and it's just like if you look at our numbers.
Yeah.
By the time we come back around to the beginning of the week, it just is what it is. You know what I mean? And I'm looking at a couple different podcasts who we follow. And a lot of them who drop on, let's say, whatever they about 4 or 5 days later, they've got fresh content, right? So, in order to keep your readers engaged, not to pull an Ian Drummond, you've got to just consistently
give what they want.
You got to play the game. You got to feed the big man in the post so he gets a layup. You know what I mean? So, that is the most amazing. I love that for myself that I made that analogy. It's incredible. But yes,
I love that for myself.
Chopping Blades. Yeah. Chopping Blades episode 1. We might drop that episode 2 featuring New York Giant. That'll be up. We're going to record this Sunday, so we'll see what happens.
Okay. Shout out to New York Giant.
Yeah. So obviously we're here in the United States. The big news of the day is that TikTok is essentially being forced to be sold from its Chinese owners if it wants to remain active in the United States. TikTok has 170 million users in the United States.
Wow.
Eddie, I know you're not much of a TikToker.
I don't even know what it is.
Abdul, are you a TikToker?
Not really. But
okay.
Yeah, I mean, I'm watching videos on
You have an account?
I do.
Yeah, I use TikTok pretty often. It's definitely a way to connect with the kids and just another sort of social media, all video, primarily video, 85% video, both your story and your feed. And there's just some amazing people. Abdul, I'm not sure. What is your English football team?
Arsenal.
There's a father. I'll send you the link. There's a father.
I know him. Them dead.
Oh.
Them dead. I watch it. I follow my guy.
Is the best. 442. 442. Them dead is the absolute best.
I love that.
TikTok father-son duo.
What a great relationship they have.
But how do we see it? We see it through TikTok, right?
You know he's not like crazy old either. So his son's got to be like 18, maybe 19 or something like that. Son's pretty young because Pops is not like mad old.
If he's 50, I'll be surprised.
No, I don't think he's 50. He's
he's
early 40s.
Yeah. Right. But
Yeah.
my man started boxing. My man saw what's her name? Jada Kingdom. My man, I've watched every single one of their what's
Me
it called?
too. Me too.
But anytime a new one pops up, I'm like locked in.
Did you see when they actually invited him to Emirates Stadium and he went to the game and all that shit?
Was that when the son got him? Was that when the son got him tickets, or they got invited?
I think it was a little. I think the son got the tickets because they got invited by somebody.
Okay,
you know what I'm saying? Like it was either by the team or somebody who has some sort of connection to the team who also follows them. Who was like, "Yo, I'm a really big fan of y'all. Come to the game. Bring pops to the game."
Most incredible TikTok.
Yeah.
Consistent. They have their own language. They have their relationships gotten violent now. The father pushes the son down when they score. Like, you know what I'm saying? Them dead, the 4-4-2, Bumbleclot rice and peas. It is just if you got to see it, man. We'll leave a link.
Yeah, rice and peas. So there's a player on Arsenal named Declan Rice who's nasty, and that's where rice and peas comes from.
Got you. Okay.
Yeah. So shout out to that duo, man. I love that's the sort of content that is in my feed. And that's one thing. I think I might have said this in an earlier episode, that the thing I appreciate about TikTok over other social media platforms is it really learns who you are, what your likes are and what your dislikes are, and focuses on the material and content that you just want to follow, right? Like I don't get any of the kids dancing, you know what I'm saying? Like that, I don't even know if that shit exists based on what I look at.
Just not in your feed.
It's not in my feed. It's not in my algorithm.
Yeah.
So, you know, I get motherfuckers working on cars and, you know, fixing them up, or a guy who fixes washing machines or details cars, or, you know, there's people that are building houses, and, you know, there's a guy who goes out to the middle of the forest and decides to build a tree house, and, you know, that sort of stuff. And it's just that sort of material over and over and over and over again. So you can just imagine how many people are actually doing this sort of shit. It's just nonstop, like it never ends.
So is TikTok still up and running right now, or they put a pause?
Yeah, absolutely. No, it's running. I'm not really sure I fully understand what the grounds are for banning or getting rid of TikTok in America. I don't get it. I don't know if somebody else does. Wants to enlighten us.
So basically, here we go. Addicted to TikTok. Here's what the House vote to effectively ban it could mean for you. This is coming from CNN. For those catching up, U.S. lawmakers have renewed efforts to crack down on TikTok over national security concerns related to its Chinese parent company, ByteDance. The bill would prohibit TikTok from U.S. app stores unless the social media platform is quickly spun off by ByteDance. Many of the roughly 170 million Americans who use the app have raised concerns that banning TikTok could mean doing away with a platform that represents much more than a platform where young people can follow the latest updates about the Prince of Wales. So basically they're saying but TikTok won't be disappearing from Americans' phones anytime soon. The bill faces numerous hurdles to be signed into law and will almost certainly face legal challenges if it is.
Wow.
And if the bill becomes law, the question remains whether an American buyer would step in to save the day. So, you know, Meta could buy TikTok ultimately, and they would make a bunch of changes that basically they feel like there's privacy risks. They feel like the Chinese are using it to spy and gather information on American people, which I'm sure there is to some degree.
I mean, isn't that what all social media platforms are doing? Like that's what algorithms are. Like
they had the TikTok CEO in front of Congress like a few months back, and he's like, "Yo, we're not doing anything different from any other social media platform."
The problem is they're Chinese. That's the problem.
That's the problem. But it was so funny because there was one senator that came on, and he's like, "Yeah, all you see is gay sex," and I'm paraphrasing, but he was like, you know, that's TikTok. All it is gay sex and this, that, and the other.
His algorithm's crazy.
Yeah, but it's exactly what I just said, that it learns what you enjoy and gives you that content back.
Well,
So
unfortunately, and I don't mean to cut you off, but unfortunately, what you enjoy and the content you want to give back has ended here at the 15-second mark of What's a Podcast. Shout out to everybody who has, obviously this is the patreon.com/What's a Podcast reminder to subscribe. We appreciate you checking out the first 15 minutes of this week's episode 247, aka Dim Dead. We will get back to you next week. If you are a subscriber, please pause for the cause. We'll have a short commercial break. We'll right back at you. Peace.